Okay, can everybody see the screen? Okay, all right, cool. So, like I said, I'm gonna be continuing from um last week. Last week, you all clamored for a proper delving into bias and also um validation points, how we can use them to our benefit. Okay, I wish I can find a pen tool for Skype, but I'm used to using GoToMeeting. It's a lot easier there. But all right, let's go. So for bias, now when I'm looking at bias, I start from the weekly first. Okay, I start from the weekly most of the time. Well, if I have time, the monthly as well, I can look at it. But I prefer the weekly. And what gives me bias is a clean break below high, above or below candle. So if I see this, supposing I can't see, um, so so for example, I can see this candle close above. I'm expecting that the following candle should be bullish, okay, to a certain extent. Okay, that's looking from the weekly, okay. And then as you can see, some bullish action took place. That following week, it went higher. I took out the previous week high. Yeah, so if I was bullish to a certain extent, I'll have got some pips out. Yeah, and took out that high as well. Okay. Within that week, I will have started to see a sign of reversal. But let's just forget about that for now. And then I see, okay, I've taken some of my long and then price dropped and the week closed below previous week. My anticipation is the following week, it should be a down week. What did we get? A down week. So, and that week closed again below the previous week. My anticipation again is the next week is going to be down. Boom. That's what we have. Okay. And so on and so forth. Okay. So we close down again. My anticipation is that the following week is going to be a bearish week. We got a doji kind of week, so lots of indecision that week. My bias on the weekly will remain the same, but on the daily could change. Okay, and at this point, if we found reversal for a move, I'll be looking if there's a reversal here, for a move, I'll be looking to target this point over here. Now, every break of the lows, because we're looking at lows now, because we're looking at bearish, all these points are called validation points. Validation points because the market validated to us, confirmed to us that we are looking to go short the following week, or they're validating the direction they're going the following week. Okay, that's what it is for. Okay, and my anticipation is I'm still going short, and when we go the next week, you can see is a bearish week. Okay, bearish week. So this is all I do. Okay, but now for me to trade this, what I'll then be doing next is I'm gonna be, let me just quickly look at a convo. Okay, everybody's okay. Okay, what I'll be doing is I'll then be looking within the week now, and I'll go to the daily candle to find out how can I trade back to this level. Can you see as this week closed below that week, this new week, look at that spike up into that level. It went into a validation point, and in that level we're likely to see a stop on. It could be a stop on of a previous day, stop on of previous H4, of a particular day into that level, and we expect the following week to be bearish. And look, the following week wasn't bearish. It was bearish to a certain extent because look, it came down, so it opened here, so it opened there, came down. Okay, on the daily we'll have seen some action there, and then came up. You'll have seen some reversal on the daily, and now it's gone up and hit that level. It's closed above this level here, above that week, which is a doji kind of week. So now here, now my bias should be long for the next week, but because I'm hitting a validation point, At this point, it's gonna be I'm gonna be assuming that I'm in a level whereby I don't know what smart money wants to do. So I'm going to be playing it safer now. So I'll be looking at my daily and H4 at this point. Okay. So I wouldn't look at my weekly. And I'll be looking at my daily and H4. The same concept I've just shown you now, I'll apply it to the H4 candle. I'll apply to the daily candle. When I'm on the daily and I'm confused, I look at the H4 and the H1. I apply the same concept of validation. And let's see what happened. Can we see it hit that validation point? The week closes low. Okay, and then I continue again. I assume the next week will be short. And what happened the next week? The next week opened, ran into that validation point, dropped. Okay, this is another indecision week because we'll have had maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday go down, and then Friday go up. Boom. Okay, and then same from that point again the following week. But now, if you notice, there are no close below. Yeah, what would my bias be? My bias now, I'll be looking mainly at the daily because I've seen the previous week. The previous week is a doji, so now I'll be looking at the daily time frame to give me possible early reversal signs. And as you can see, from this week over here, that week all the things we look at remain the same. Okay, that week stop onto the previous week. On the daily, you'll have seen daily candles, hateful candles close above each other aggressively to give us this move up, but still no close above. Okay, but on the daily, there would have been signs, and then we see this crazy week. Price goes closes above. What she did, it opens above, so it gaps up and then closes just within the body. Yes, Hazel, we'll see validation point on the M30, but I need to take it methodically on this level first. So you just understand the concept and then you'll be able to apply it across the board. Okay, so um, we still didn't get any close. So we didn't get any close above or below. So our bias remains south. Okay, and then we have this week is a stop hunt. On the daily, will have given some sign of going up, but we're still bearish. And then this happens, it just continues, everything continues south. Okay, so you keep marking out your validation points. There's another one. Now, is it every time the price trades back to the initial validation point? Not all the time. When we have really big aggressive closes, for example, this week close aggressively below that level, it would take billions and trillions of dollars to bring it back to that level and take it down. Or new spike could do that, okay? But when there's no news and everything is hunky dory, they're likely not to come back to that level. You'll be seeing it within a daily time frame, okay? And everything continues until we then see, another reversal here, okay? A close above, and then we can expect the next week to be bullish until where we are now. So where we are now, look, price is at the validation point of a week that was closed, that we closed above. So let's go into daily now to explain things for you. So that's another point there, the high of the previous week. So can I get a Y if you're clear so far with what I just shown you now? Jordan, I can see your question. You said our validation points, the lows, highs, or weeks, then, or are they any higher time frame, low or high? Not just any low or high, right? You need to see something substantial. So I'm big on the daily, the weekly, and the H4. Anything lower than that is going to require a lot of skills. Those validation points they wouldn't hold as true as daily or weekly or H4. Do you understand that? Okay, does everybody understand what I've just shown now? Before we go forward. Validation points are simply areas where, mainly on the weekly, daily, where price closes above or below the previous session. Yeah, in a very, very, um, what grammar am I looking for now? In a convincing manner. Okay, that's to make it simple for yourself as well, Jordan. You can just look at it and say, okay, previous high, previous low, but it has to be substantial. Okay. All right, moving forward, let's go to the daily. Okay, on the daily time frame, so this is where we are currently now. So this is where we can now zoom in. So this is the previous week high over here that we marked out. And so this week closed above this week over here. That's a validation point on the week. You can then refine your level. Look at this validation point here on the daily. See how price returned back into it on two occasions. So this moved down into that level. This one moved into it as well over here. So you can use validation points for both direction and target levels. Okay. So for example, today I took GU long and my target was here. Okay. It's a big gap, number one. Number two, this price definitely closed below that day. Okay. So I went long here. Why did I go long? I was initially short. Okay. I was short in the morning. But once I saw a change in market behavior over here with this stop on of previous H4 and then into where a validation point, this black line we marked here, I instantly changed my bias, went onto the 5 minutes. I went to get myself a nice entry point. Okay, possible entry points in the 5 minute here are as follows. There is this blue candle over here, draw it across. You could enter the trade at the close at the break of that. But look, if you did that there, it's gonna be crazy. You can't do that. So without me knowing that this was gonna happen, I was in on 1 minute. If my price would change, okay. Hazel, this way I think I should answer your question of seeing validation on 5 minute on 30 minutes. Let's go in that quickly, and I'll show you what my thoughts were on that entry. I think it was H1 I used. Okay, so you can see this slight close above this level over here. What I then did was I marked the wicks out, just the wiki area. I went down to M5. I need to clear everything now so you guys can see properly. Give me 2 seconds, I'll clean it out. Okay, so I marked out that H1, the wiki area. Oh, let me delete everything. I've not done it properly. Bear with me. So the weeks over here, and those weeks on H1, this H1 closed above this one, although it's not too aggressive. Okay, I then went into M5 after marking the weeks out because the weeks in the weeks area, that's where you're having, price gap. When you're seeing weeks like that, PC's taking place. Yeah, I've looked at price a lot and I know automatically, okay. And then I just went into 5 minutes levels there that have been marked out. Look, the the weeks have been marked out an area, and you can see it is our PC candle. Look, bounce, bounce, bounce in there. Bounce, 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 bounce. For me, I was in the trade over here. This final year blue candle that closes above that one was a confirmation for me. Okay, I went in straight away over here at this level. But for you that you if you're not, as I don't want to say expert, but you're advanced to that level and you're confident, you might not want to take this trade. But my confidence was around the validation point. Because of this validation point, I knew this validation point will hold just because from history that's the way it works. They use validation, and plus it's a stop on of a previous H4. So we are in a new session. This is a 10 a.m. session. Came in there nicely. Price rallied up. We have a nice market structure break over here. You won't be able to take the trade there. But if you went into looking at validation points, 5 minute close aggressive above, that's 1 point opportunity to trade. Aggressively above, opportunity to trade. Aggressively above, opportunity to trade over here. Look. Yeah, that level there. Opportunity to trade. This validation point on the weekly gave me the confidence to trade it. Plus, our normal strategy that we look for, we're looking for H4 stop ons. Yeah, and it was beautiful. Stop on of the previous H4 into the level, and price started to rally. Okay, and then boom, that trade. Hazel, you said entry point was on the last bounce. Which bounce are you talking about? This one. Yes. And my stop was here. I put my stop here at this level here. So let me quickly go into another chart. So for us to do the same, I mean, for you to understand and believe in validation point, all you need to do is to practice, practice, practice. Okay. Once you practice it, you start to see the patterns. So you just start from anywhere. So break. What do you expect the following week? It goes lower. Break. Following week, you want it lower. Okay. Following week was a doji, but it's not close above or below. So stop hunt of the next week and boom, break lower. And then this one was beautiful. Price came back to validation point. When it does that, the trade is even sweeter. Okay. But when it doesn't come there, what you're looking for is you're just looking for your normal setup. So if you're looking at daily now, for example, so I saw this Monday and I knew my next trade was going to be for short Tuesday. But look at this. My weekly showed me this, that my direction was short. So what I was then doing was, okay, I need to give myself an opportunity to go long. Are there any other validation points that I could use to spring up? That's one over there. And then here is reverse validation point. This one over here. This level here. Price broke below it. Price revisited, drop. When we go above it, look, bounced off, came back again, bounce off. So inside of Tuesday, I started seeing a change of behavior in the H4. So look at Tuesday. We started to see aggressive close. Look, that in itself told me that that validation point would hold. It's a good validation point. Okay. And because of that, I was willing to go long. Okay. And what happened when we woke up 6 a.m., stop hunted all the H4s, and then we're seeing price rally. Let's go into today. So look at this. Yeah. So this is today. H4 there's one H4 here, another H4, another H4. Stop hunted everything. Yeah, with this drop down into where? Look at this. Nice area. Origin. And then bounce. But would I take it because it landed into origin? For me, I always like extra confidence, extra confidence. And all I just did was waited for price to give me the signs of going up. I didn't enter this trade until I got here. No, sorry, I didn't take this trade. It was VU I took today. But I wouldn't enter this trade until I broke above. That was a market structure break. Okay, it didn't return to this small origin, but it did return to this bigger origin over here. So that will have been the entry, first entry to go long. Okay, but for me, when I see price cap taking place, I respect price cap above market structure break. Look, so we got a bounce there, came down, bounce there, came down, break it. When it finally broke it here, I will be happy to enter a trade. Okay, within the PC. Look at that big origin there. That'll be my entry nicely to go along. So prices have gone up. You can enter double compounded trade with an entry at this two candles together. That's equal to one candle. Okay, and then boom, price keeps going up. You can then switch to your H1 and start looking for opportunity to add to your trade. So once price closes above, look, it closes above an H1 there. Return back to, you have seen a PT there. And then this move back was to confirm that they're going long again. It came to stop on this H1 and boom, price goes up again. Okay, or you can just decide to hold your trade from here and take it to target. Where will be my target be now? My target will be at this validation point. Could it go higher than that? Of course it could go higher than that. When it's 10 o'clock, I'll just simply look for opportunity now because now bias is staying long. Okay, we've closed above yesterday. So bias is staying long. And because this day, that current high we are now is not too far from the high of the previous day, it's most likely to bounce here if we have a nice H4 stop onto that level and then go higher. Okay, and you can decide to hold this till Friday if you want to hold it. Okay, and then we can target this level. Look at this clean level over here. There'll be lots of stops there. Okay, let me check the questions. All right, Dennis, Jennifer, Raul, Youssef, everybody, do you understand? Yeah, you rewatch it and you need to practice this. And because if you practice this, you start to understand how these validation points work. Okay? Like for example, if you look at this from here, look, that day, close above, price came back down. Yeah, there will have been a H4 stop hunt. So all you're just looking for now is you're telling yourself, if I see a sell setup, I'm not going to take it unless I have a double confirmation, like maybe I'm having aggressive H4 break below, okay, and each other, then I'll go south. But look, you got this aggressive close above, this stays high. Then definitely you want to go long. And guess what again? Long. The following day, closed above aggressively. This one was a beautiful setup, yeah? He came back to that validation point. Whenever they come to validation point, it's always extra sweet. Extra sweet. Okay? So that's how you can add the validation points to your bias. Okay? That's why you see price all of a sudden. Price will just turn at some areas. You'll be like, there's no cause in this area. I can't find the cause. What's happening? This is the reason why. Validation points is the reason why. And you just have to train your eyes to see them. They're not difficult to see actually. They're very, very easy to see. Very, very easy to see. Can you all still see the screen? Can you see the chart? Okay, cool. Let me look at day. Let's go to Aussie and do the same example. I mean, you'll be surprised how simple this is, but when your trading becomes simple and boring, then you know you're on the right track. Okay, when your trading becomes simple and boring, you're on the right track. So if we started from here, are you gonna have crazy weeks like this? Look, if you have weeks like this that there's no close above or below, what you just simply do is you you look at where you got your first proper validation, and now you switch to the daily, the lower time frame. So I'm talking about if you want a daily and it's like this, you go to H4 to help you get the direction you want to go. And look, you just went back to the validation point there and boom, aggressive move down. And then look, it went into this range over here. That's July month. This would be months where it's gonna kill a lot of people. Summer month. That's why most traders don't trade in summer, okay? There's a lot of machine trading there, they're accumulating for autumn, and what have you. And then boom, look at this validation point again. Trade right back into the validation. Yeah, this is not an aggressive close above that level. But you can still take a long on a daily here. Maybe 2 days long, boom, to that level. You know what you're looking for. And then you will now see previous day stop on. Let's in fact go and look at it. Look, you then see you went into another validation point. Look, yeah, look straight into it. And then start breaking down. Breaking down. Simple. Just identify your validation point. Look, we are here, we are around the validation point now on Aussie. But I'm be wary for Aussie because when I look at the monthly, I can see some double. It's like I'm thinking, is he stop hunting this double bottom over here? Because there'll be trillion and trillion of dollars waiting there that they're just taking out. Okay, but you know what? I would never predict the market. I'll just look at what's happening currently. And currently, weekly is telling me, okay, I'm at the validation point. Daily is telling me, okay, it's closing above the previous, and we had this aggressive close, so I'm still looking for a short setup. If I find it, that'll be my preferred trade. Okay, if I then go on H4, I'm having, not somewhat aggressive, but I'm having a close above. Okay, and I'm thinking now, okay, if I'm gonna go long now, my long will only stop at this validation point. I don't want to go further than that unless I then see a proper daily break. So a daily close. If I find a daily close, aggressive close above, then I know, okay, they've definitely turned now on this stop hunt of this month where we have trillions and trillions of dollars that the market, that retail traders have loaded up there. Okay, because obviously retailers are trained that, okay, find support and resistance level. When prices bounced on that level before it bounced again, take the trade again at the bounce. Look, it took them out. Who knows what they want to do now? They're long. Okay, any questions, guys? Oh, Ben, when market goes to a validation point, do you look for PC there? Now, when when you talk about PC, okay, the PC, all this price pattern we're talking about, as an RT or PC, yeah, all those things depend on what the PA does. If price cap is not there, then there's no need to trade price cap. Okay, if price cap is there, then trade it. Okay, I've only been able to identify these things, and it just simply helps me to enter trades better. If it is market structure break return to origin that is there, trade it. Okay, and some of you, I guarantee you will never see price cap till you're blue in the eye. It's just you can't see it. Oh, sorry for that. Okay, some of you might never be able to see price cap, and all you can just see is validation points and your simple market structure break return to origin. Then master that kick 10,000 times and become a master in it. Okay, and just blow the market. But the things you cannot do without seeing, you can't do without seeing validation points. Validation points will help you see direction. Yes, if the price if price action gives you that, okay? But I'm showing you PC, okay, to help you understand that this is another pattern in the market, okay? It's another pattern you can use to enter trade in the market. And pieces happen on every time frame, okay? If I decide to zoom out here, I will be able to spot our PC for you. Already, look at this, okay? Let me look at this. Can you see this? I'm gonna draw this candle out, this red candle. Look, there's a bounce, 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 and what do you have? Break. And what do we have? A return into the PC, and within the PC, yeah, within the PC there, look, a return into it. You can do your business on the daily. You can say, I'm only gonna wait when I get here. If I see a sell opportunity, I'm gonna sell, and boom, there you go, sell, sell. Okay, but if you know validation points as well, you will have drawn this validation point out. Look, can you see this day? Aggressive close below. Now gives you extra confluence. Look at that. Extra confluence to trade. So in this day, you probably would have had, what do you call it? A H4 stop hunt. Oh, why is my price? Watch out doing that. Let's go into it. Oh, there you go. Look, I don't even need to say anything further. Can you see that? H4 stop on the previous session. This would have been an amazing trade for you. And then you now know my bias is short. And then you're having close. See, that day was red. Boom, you're closing, closing. Yeah. Return to it again. Boom, the same setup again. Drop, drop, drop. You be smiling all the way to the bank. But if you know about validation point, you'll have taken your profit at this validation point, and then check out what price would do on H4 or H1. Look, H4 aggressive close above. Then you're thinking, okay, I can do this now. I'll go long on this H4 stop on long, and I'll take my profit there. Yeah, you took your profit there. Where was that? Another validation point. Okay, and then you wait for setup again. Okay, aggressive close below, stop hunt, drop, drop, drop. Yeah, simple as. So for me now, if I were to trade this, I've seen this aggressive close above. Okay, I would be willing to trade this all the way to that level, and I'll wait for what price wants to do. Okay. Yes, you can call it the invisible cause. Okay, anyone else in here? It's only Ben that seems to be commenting. Dennis, wizardry. Trust me, man. I keep my eyes peeled on the chart. I love the chart so much. Apart from listening to my music, my children, my wife, this Bible, the charts are the next, and I love it. Well, guys, I don't know how simple I can make this. You, your trading need to be very simple, no complication. When your trading becomes boring to you, trust me, then you know you're there. Trading is meant to be boring and repeatable to you. They are key. Trust me, Toby didn't miss out. He'll be getting it. Okay, so let me just look at other pairs for you guys. So let's go to Chef, and as you can see, Chef is telling us, look at this reaction validation point over here. That is just madness, like to the peep over here, right? To the peep. Look, he's turning, but our bias is telling us south, south. Okay, so what I'll be willing to do, if it gives me an opportunity at this point for a short, then I'll take it. But I wouldn't just stop there. I go on a daily. Okay, look at what has happened on the daily now. Look at where this is turning around. I got a validation point here. I took that trade, by the way. There's a validation point here. Yeah. Are we now sitting on a validation point? We are most likely to be sitting on a validation point. Now, from this point, you can then go on your normal entry level, okay, entry time frame, sorry. You then look for the same thing. We'll look for H4 stop hunt. Well, if we find it, if it doesn't happen, don't force it. Yeah, market structure break, return to origin if there's one, or PC break, and trade it. And my target will be at this level. Why would my target be there? Because it's a validation point. Okay, these validation point are being used. The next one is there, and then we have a weekly one. It's also a weekly validation point. Okay, and from history, when we've been looking at price, we know that they like coming to those levels. Look at this one over here. If it's weekly like that, you'll find that it's going to be a daily one. They're reversing that. Look, they will it will just, they will come back to close it at one point or the other. Okay, it's just simple. Yes, Hazel. Look for the validation point. Just play with them. Look, all I want you to do, Dennis, is not right. Trust me. Don't make it complicated. It's simple. Validation points, then go into a lower time frame and look for exact same thing we've been teaching. Yeah, H4 stop hunts, okay, and then trade in the direction of the validation. Exactly, exactly, Ben. Once you have your validation point and you've entered a short, for example, if you're is telling you, if you entered short on this day, there's no reason to chicken out here. You just hold it till 6 or 10 p.m. and that'll be it for you. And you wait the next day again, take it down again. Next day, take it down. And then once you've done it here, you'll start a sign of reversal because it's bouncing off of a validation point here. You then see aggressive close above H4s. H4s will be your early reversal sign. And what happened the following day? Look, the following day we have a stop hunt. Yeah, stop hunt of that previous H4. Look, it will have been a very nice risk to reward, and boom, up you go. Okay, let's look at USD CAD. USD CAD, by the way, I've taken long 3 times from Monday. Sorry, twice from Monday. Okay, so I took that day, I took that day, and I took that day. And the reason is just on the charts. So here, so this week we're saying we're gonna have a short week. But when I went on the daily and I mark out a validation point here, you can see the way it kissed it nicely. Price dropped into it. It's also a stop hunt of these nice lows over here. Look, it's stop hunt. So this is like a triple confirmation for me. Then on the daily, I started to see, I saw this aggressive close above. Aggressive close there. Yeah, that was what gave me confidence to go long, long, long. Okay. And then at the moment, today, we're not seeing, if I go on the H4 now, you see there's nothing aggressive on the H4. Look, no aggressive close above at this level. So they're deciding what to do. They don't know what to do now. Or they know what to do, they're just accumulating. They want to suck people in. Okay? So what would have done is we would have marked out our validation point. Yeah, our validation most recent one is here. Okay, and the previous month high, yeah, it's also a validation point because that's a high there. So what we then look is we'll look to see, do they want to come for these juicy double tops over here? Are they going to continue long? Will they give us a drop, stop hunt of that day, come all the way here? Do they want to do that? And then boom, go up? We don't know. All we're just going to do is we'll wait for them to show them their hands, okay? And you can find out well from the H4. If you get an opportunity to go short with an aggressive H4 close above this level, I will trade it to this level here. Can you see another validation point on the H4? That's a validation point. All of this, and then a H4 cause. So all of them will just confirm to you. So if it drops in here and does a stop hunt, H4 stop hunt, market structure break, and then you go long. Okay. So this is where you trade with bias, but at the same time without bias. You're looking at what price is giving you and you're flowing with it. Oh Ben, sorry, did I answer that question you asked now? Awesome. I didn't even know you asked it. I think I was being telepathic. Okay, guys, it's question time now. Ben, okay, Wacko. Wacko, I wouldn't mind if you could speak, like in bullish moves, do you look for bearish candles as the validation points? No, sir. So for example, let's come here. Let's go to a clean chart. Okay, clean chart. So my validation point will be any point that price closes above or below aggressively. Look, this to me will be a validation point. It doesn't have to be a red candle. That to me is a validation point. Yeah, I'm talking about this high. Price close aggressively above that. Okay, this is a validation point. Okay, this is a validation point. If price closes above yesterday, this level will be a validation point. Wacko, do you understand? Yusuf, to be honest with you, there are times whereby we actually don't know what the market is doing. Okay, we don't know, but what we can do is we can take. I mean, RTO. What we do in RTO, let me tell you something. Is something amazing. Yeah, right. Most of the time, it even plays. If you follow the rules properly, it follows the rules of news. Okay, or even bank holiday trades. You'll be amazed. Okay, when they say nobody should trade on bank holidays and no liquidity, some of my best trades have been bank holidays. Okay, so I couldn't tell you what they want to do with news, but when I look at price, when I find all these things, and when we're having a stop hunt, we're having validation points, and we're having all of this, they're already pointing you to the opportunity of what they want to do. Let's go back to pounds, okay? Yusef, let's go back to pounds. Let me clear everything, and this will be so let's go back to pounds. So I don't know if there was news today because I didn't bother checking. Don't be like me, okay? You guys can check news if I mean, you have to. But I've marked this area out. That area has been marked out. Let's go to weekly. This has been marked out on my weekly, okay? Can you see? Can you just see how precise this is? Yeah, look, validation point here. Can you see this? That validation point over here marries a daily validation point. So now they would between two validation points. So now it's like it's time for them to just pick whatever direction they want to go and do whatever they want to do. Okay? But you trade RTO. You will have seen a hateful stop hunt over here, right? Even without validation point, you will have seen a hateful stop hunt at this 10. This is the 10 a.m. session. You'll have seen that price has already told you is reversing. And then you enter this trade, boom, take your 5 hour, your 10 hour, whatever you could get, and off you go. Yes, sir. Dennis. Correct. I've seen UJ weekly. It's very ugly. Okay, UJ is very very ugly in the weekly. Very ugly. Let me clear the charts. And we go on the weekly. I don't like all those lines there. Look at the weekly. Look, no close above or below anything from here. The most we have was here, close below. Yeah, which says best opportunity was short. We did fine. Short, short, short. Okay. And when we're gonna reverse, look at this validation point here. This one. Look. Can you see how they came into it nicely? There's another one here. But we're not using this now because we got this. Yeah. So it's in between two levels now. So because of that, um, I would then jump to the daily, okay, time frame. And as you can see, the daily time frame is clearer. So we got you'll have seen the H4 close here. So even if you started from here, or the whole month of uh, um, August, okay, let's just review that quickly. So we're having a aggressive close below there. So it says following day, look for short opportunities. If you decide to look for short, there you go. Short, 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 short. Okay. On this day, wiki day, you'd have taken short because price went up and dropped down and then closed there. So you'll have got some short opportunity. And then look, it reversed over here. To say following day you should look for long. But are you just going to look for long blindly without knowing what would happen? We already got this validation point here marked out. And boom, price stop hunted into that level, dropped. It didn't have a close below. Okay, it didn't have a close below. Our direction has been south, but we have this data saying it's going up, but it's into a validation. Our direction remains south. And look, short, short, aggressive close, another short here. Okay, but where did this short go to? It went into the validation point we marked out from the week. Okay, and then we started getting confirmation that it wants to go higher. So if you didn't know about the H4, you wouldn't know you had to go long here. If you were in the H4 time frame, if you knew you had to look for H4 validation, let me take us down there quickly. Where's Michael? I just quickly break that down. Okay, so now it went into that level and started going up. Look, first opportunity to go long. Close above. See, up, up. If you just waited for nice same setup, look for the same setup. I'm not just going to enter long. I'm going to wait for a stop hunt of a previous H4 long direction trade. Yeah, first opportunity to go long. Second opportunity, this is a 10 a.m. session. Yeah, long again. Yeah, and off you went. And then that day would have closed above. It'll have closed above the previous day, which is giving you extra confidence that now we're off to the races. I should be looking for longs. Okay, long, long. Okay, let's go back to the daily. So you long all the way back to that same level. Okay, it's gone back to that same level. Is giving you a short setup on a H4. Okay, and then price came down on this day. You'll have said, okay, I'm looking for short again. You'll have gotten them short, but you'll have been robbed there. So it's not going to be 100% all the time, but most of the time you'll be right. So let's just assume this day you will break even. Okay, you will break even. Um, but if you knew what you're looking at, if you're still looking at the H4 aggressive closes, it will still have told you, look, aggressive close, that they're most likely to go higher. To go higher, look, aggressive. Oh, what am I doing? Aggressive close. Yeah, that they want to go high until that level, and then boom, price drops from that same level that we've marked out the validation. Look, if you were not sure and just waited, let me just wait for a close. Okay, I got my close below. I'm going to look for an opportunity to go short. Yeah, short. or you can just wait. You can wait it out. I'm gonna wait till I get a clear signal. Clear signal there. Boom. Aggressive close above. Where am I going? Where am I likely to go? Boom. Validation point one. Validation point two. Likely areas for us to go to. Yeah. And then let me quickly show you something. If we go on the monthly and we did this previous month. So don't be confused by what I'm doing. I'm trying to add bankers level to it. I'll just show you some confluence. You can see how those bankers levels marries up with those validation points as well. Although it's not the prettiest bankers level I've done, it's quite ugly. But you can see the way it marries out with those levels. Okay. All right. Don't let me talk about bankers level. It's going to confuse everybody. Let's leave that one out. But tonight is about validation point and bias. Okay. So you want to practice this until you're very confident. Okay. And reap the rewards. So it is 1 minute to 10. I'm going to call it a night. So any questions, please feel free to send them to me. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, guys. All right, Toby, I don't know if you're still on the line. How do I stop the recording? Do I just press stop recording and is
You
the
should see some three dots in the corner,
yeah,
in
I
the
can,
bottom right corner,
and I'm gonna see stop recording.
and
Yeah,
then it should be an option at the top to stop recording.